Welcome everyone. Welcome to our Course in Miracles. And today we're going to review our lessons that we read yesterday from 124 to 131. The entire endeavor of this beautiful book, The Course in Miracles, is to make us witness miracles by rewiring our mind and therefore the world. So, a beautiful review is for 1 to 4, Joy too deep to comprehend. It spoke very clearly about very simple fundamentals that each one of us is resonating at a frequency. If we remember that we are one with everything, there is oneness, we experience that oneness, this particular feeling, this frequency will help us, encourage us to experience life from a far higher dimension that we can all see. Because let's face it, telepathy or anything, what are they? They are frequency. And this is what we are all made up of. A body, the DNA that is made up of is sound waves, is wavelengths. And we are not able to see the entire world as it is, right? So if the reality is so much wider, so much beautiful, if our perception is so small, then why are we limiting ourselves? If we are one with every single thing, then everything is going to be accessible to us because our energy field would have brightened and enlarged by a crazy percentage. And then all our anxieties, all our fears, all our the strength that we're giving into all silly things is going to be just pointless because we will stop believing in them. And what will result is joy that we find will be very, 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 very large. Lesson 1 to 5 was again a simple reminder. It says, in quiet, I receive. So when we learn to resolve our issues with a different approach, instead of looking down at our issues, ये ऐसे हुआ, मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ, this happened, that happened, because all of us are creators of our narratives that we have lived in our life with something or the other. And very often we tell ourselves, I was wrong, I am the victim here. This happened to me, that happened to me. But if we live in the world of oneness, if we live in the world of love, then all this, they especially use this word alleged difficulty. We have made life difficult by alleging, by fighting, by refusing to budge from our ego. And this has happened to me, that has happened to me. But if we actually quieten our minds and we're open to receive, then we learn that any issue that we had can be tackled differently with a different perception in our mind. And we were given that time the example of Nintendo Super Mario, who keeps arising out of situations by jumping high and mighty, right? So if we recognize our true nature, which is love, and if then we find everything else very, very little, because love is the paramount, level of communication or emotion that ever exists. 1 to 6 was all about reminding ourselves that whatever life has given me, whatever, which is mostly this problem, that problem, this glitch, that glitch, that means it is telling us that we are separate from that. So if we start resonating in the fact that all that I give is given to myself, जो मैं देती हूँ वो मुझे मिलता है, the more I give, the more I get, whatever that is, then I take ownership of whatever is happening to me. And even the so-called glitches are happening to me because of my consciousness. So then we were told to leave that washed out old paradigm in the dust. Finish it off. Leave it completely. And if we send the message in the world that I trust the world, which is not very easy for most of us, but it is not very difficult either when practiced very well. If we start practicing again and again and again, that I trust, I'm courageous, I'm generous, I'm kind. Now, when I say I'm generous, I'm kind, I'm courageous, please remember we have studied, we have been guided time and again that this life is meant to be lived to its full. When we say fullest, how do we talk about it? We have to learn to just live fearlessly with positivity, with just opening our hearts, taking risks, plunging into whatever we think we want to do, even if it operates from fear. Because regrets are mostly in life of things not done or ऐसा कर लेती तो better रहता. But it's better to experience than to never having lived ever. So let's enter a new reality. Let's enter a new life. 127 was that, sorry, here. Yeah, 127 is that love is a law without an opposite over and over again. And love is eternal. Love के साथ कुछ भी opposite नहीं है. Love is love. And when we are in love, we can surrender all our limitations and we can surrender our faith in, we can invest our faith in love. And every single limitation is going to be washed out. And what's going to come ahead is going to be magical and beautiful. Lesson 128 was, again, a very, 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 very important reminder. The world I see holds nothing that I want. What I see is just my version of a bunch of random molecules. So if the world is not what you want, then why don't we find the world that we really want? We find some things very captivating. But what about if we start looking at the world differently and we find the magical us inside it? And then we let go of all the assumptions and we figure out who we are. And when we figure out who we are and we say, oh, I'm limitless and I can create what I want, I can reach out to what I want, then I am absolutely full of infinite potentiality. So, very, very important to find our own essence, find our own calling, and simply plunge into it. 129 is about beyond this world, there's a world I want. Reminds me there are more squares on the game of consciousness, squares of joy, fulfillment, and satisfaction. So हम ना बहुत conservatively live करते हैं. Happiness के moments को हमेशा grasp नहीं करते. अच्छा ये कर लेते हैं, अच्छा वो कर लेते हैं. Conscious रहते हैं कई बार. कई बार अपनी feelings को follow नहीं कर पाते, actions को नहीं कर पाते, अपने inner dialogue से limit हो जाते हैं. And this victim consciousness is the worst form of consciousness ever anyone can have. And most of us live with that. So, if we are going to be in the world of love, where love is enduring forever, if we live in a world where hate doesn't exist, if we live in a world where trust is all that there is, then we're going to elevate the quality of life we're going to live in. It'll take us a while, but you get what you receive. Sorry, you give what you receive. So before receiving, you're giving. And what are you giving? Trusting people, living life to its highest. You know, getting out of the jail of being trapped with emotions, this and that, that and that. Very, very, very important. Be recklessly generous and relentlessly kind. How difficult is this? But this is our divine nature. So, Course in Miracle reminds us that you cannot see two worlds. Why? Because they're not two worlds. You can't choose two worlds. If you're always in the higher frequency, or at least trying to become a person who lives in the higher frequency, then all you're going to be witnessing is love, expansion, and joy. If you start believing in everything is possible, then you're going to be legacy writers, legacy creators. And if all of us are going to stop judging, then we're going to be even better versions, because knowingly, unknowingly, all of us are judging ourselves and the people who live in this life of ours. And the last lesson for yesterday morning, which we learned, was lesson number 131. In this, we talked about very, very clearly how none of us can fail. None of us can fail who are looking to find the truth. And by having said that, we were told categorically, I release all dismal thoughts and meaningless laments and slip effortlessly into the light, the truth, the love. What does it mean? We have to drop this huge backpack that we are wearing on our shoulders, on our back, which is full of emotions, stories, negative narratives that we have been grown with. Somebody told us, right, we can't fly. Somebody told us that we can't be elevated, that there are relative theories, and you know, you will, when apple is, you know, it will only fall down. But did someone tell us that back in the day people would fly? Even today, monks and all, they elevate while they're meditating. When we release all delusions, when we release all silly stuff, and we are magically entering the world of love and light, then that is what is showcased. Let's start today's session with lesson number 132. Life doesn't suck, shit doesn't happen, and the glass is 100% full. How wonderful, right? A lot of us are living with half full glass approach, and many of us are living with glass half empty approach. And life is not for me, or the challenges. There's this problem, there's that problem. But what if we change our narrative and say, life is wonderful. Life has my back. Universe has my back. I'm always thankful, grateful, blessed. Such a simple statement and revolutionary because it's going to actually revolutionize your life. A Course in Miracles says, His gifts are sure, eternal, changeless, limitless, forever giving out, extending love, and adding to your never-ending joy. This is a gift to each one of us as a human. Yes, it's a mighty big claim, says Pam Grout, and far removed from what most of us believe. I get it. To really believe I'm meant to be happy is a first step to enlightenment. Any other choice, and make no mistake, it's a choice, is a fool's errand. And that's why lesson 132 asked me to lose the world from all I thought it was. Current scientific theory alleges we are born into a world quite separate from ourselves, a world impervious to what we think. But once again, this lesson reminds me there is no world apart from what I wish. So I can either enslave the world with my fears, doubts, miseries, or I can choose what this lesson calls my ultimate release. I can continue to believe in the world as it appears now, or I can believe in my eternal state. I can settle for what is, or I can create something new. I can continue to interfere with truth, or I can step aside and let my natural joy rush in. It's a simple matter of deciding where to shine my spotlight. हर मोमेंट पे चॉइस तो हमारी है ना, लेफ्ट जाना है, राइट जाना है, सच पे जाना है, झूठ पे जाना है, क्या फॉलो करना है. The choice is always ours. And if we start choosing living life for a change, or maybe I should add, living life with a purpose, living life with belief, living life with love, living life being blessed, living life being thankful. Living life is the main thing. And right now, how are we living our lives? ये हो जाएगा तो अच्छा ऐसा नहीं हुआ तो what if that happens? Oh, I can't take the risk. Oh, let me play it safe. ये है ना, ये ना हो, ये भी चला जाए. Man-made world of limiting beliefs, limitations, lack, fears, worries, anxiety. But if we can start believing in a world that, the right people are coming to me at the right place and always, all the time, and I can create something magical, I can create something new, I can create something with legacy that I can pass on, not just to my family, but to the world around me. That is when natural joy is going to rush in because our main components in our body is love, light, joy, happiness. And then simply will know where to shine the spotlight. How simple, how beautiful, how amazing and believable, for difficult for some, but not that for some. 133. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Pete Holmes says when the brain gets involved, it starts a spreadsheet. Isn't that true? Isn't that clear? The human brain likes to solve, understand, decide, debate, argue, influence, opine, and whine. It rarely shuts up. It gets its jollies by making everything complicated. Even Facebook simple thumbs up, thumbs down sign now come with a selection of 6 emojis. In today's lesson, I will not value what is valueless. Or, in other words, I will value what is valuable. Make it simpler. I abandon all complications. I make one simple decision to value only the valuable. To make all decisions based on benefits to me, theories matter not. Yes, one more thing here. In this book, we have been told from day one. Day one, we've been reminded be selfish. If your glass is full, only then you can give water to the next person who's parched half a glass, one fourth of a glass. But if your glass is empty, you will never be able to give. And in order to be that full, be selfish. Choose things that make you happy. Stop living in a world of compromise. It doesn't solve the purpose. मैंने ये त्याग किया, मैंने वो sacrifice किया, मैंने ऐसा नहीं किया because situation ऐसी नहीं थी. Sacrificial lambs की तरह sacrificial women and men have lived who are not happy because they have sacrificed. They might wear and say in the fact, no, but this was my kartavya, this was my responsibility, this was my duty. I had to do it. I had no option. Yes, you did. You could employ somebody else to look after all that, which you didn't want to do. But did you? Then a story will come up. Oh, but I couldn't afford it. Okay. But then what did you do? Or whatever you did it make you happy or did it make you feel like, oh, I had to do it? So, again, despite Facebook's 6 emojis and the brain's unending dicing and slicing, I recognize there are only two alternatives: fear, which disguises itself in a million costumes, or love. Fear जब आता है ना बहुत बैंड बाजा बारात लेके आता है साथ में इतने सारे इमोशन साथ लेकर आता है again and again I'll repeat the same emotions which are actually actually the most common. Fear brings itself being hard on yourself, worry, anxiety, when heightened, then depression, unable to handle situation, unable to handle life, and just flowing in a world that you don't want to. You're choosing it because you're fearful. It is not your calling. It is just fearful. So please, let's all do ourselves a favor and let's stop choosing fear at all because that is not the original thing. I recognize that if fear shows up, one of its endless costumes, it doesn't mean there's an actual problem. It just means there's a problem in perception. Ergo. What is ergo? Fear or costume problem. I can't pay my bills. I don't have the money for this. I don't have the money for that. Truth. I have a perceptual problem. I have a perceptual problem that I can't pay my bills. Those who live with lack will always be given lack. Remember the story is a poor man won a lottery, a really rich lottery. And yet, a couple of months down the line, he became poor because his mindset was lack. A person whose mindset is abundant, even if he has 10 rupees, he will be happy. He'll be like, in 10 rupees, I can fill my stomach with maybe just a Maggie. He'll be like, I always have money. And such people will always have money. Because the perceptual problem is not that solution is there of looking at some things with abundance. Fear or costume problems. I can't see eye to eye with my boss. वो हमेशा he's out there to take my trip, giving other people promotion, not looking at my work. Again, the narrative. What is your perception? Can we look at it differently? What if genuinely there's a scope for me to become better and my boss is trying to make me better? Can I have an honest conversation with him that, sir or ma'am, this is what I feel. What can I do to better myself? And then see him getting more empathetic, better, a better trainer, a better teacher, a better guide. Have we ever looked at the other side? Fear or costume problems. I'm overweight and attracted to the opposite sex. There are so many overweight men and women who attract the best counterparts because they are comfortable in their skin. I know of one little teenager that I work with. She's 23 and she's a pretty girl, not like wow, but pretty girl. And who am I to judge? But she loves herself. She's big, but she loves herself, like loves herself. She doesn't see being overweight is a problem. Has never had a boyfriend, nothing. She's like, it's because I'm just too pure. I don't want to go in for this and that. I'll just straight away go for the big one. What is our perception about ourselves? How appreciative are we of ourselves? Today, I acknowledge I have been mistaken, not 99.9% of the time, but 100% of the time. And I remind myself in each of my 15-minute lessons that despite prevailing sentiment, it is impossible to ask too much from life. What does that mean? Can anyone tell me? मुझे अभी तक गलती थी कि मैं इतना ही मांग सकती हूँ. That is what I have been taught. But actually मैं कितना कितना मांग सकती हूँ मुझे मिल सकता है. It is at my arm distance away only if I'm ready. Have you heard of that thing that a teacher appears when a student is ready? Similarly, what you want in life is available to you when you are ready to make it available. Years ago, 18 years ago, I had cancer. I was a young mother. My little one was my second one was just not even a year old. But I had the right teacher at the right time. And Nityashanti told me, whenever chemo is going in your body, just say elixir of life is coming in my body. Guess what? I didn't lose hair. I didn't lose weight. All that happened is the fair me totally just became, you know, a darker color, a darker shade, as if the pigmentation was all over the body. Why did this happen? Why was the other shadowing and I wasn't? Because I knew that I can heal, my body can heal. I believed in it. I was a young mother, even that kind of got me running. It's not what you think. A Course in Miracle says sin does not exist, and it is this that true perception sees. Of course, बहुत challenges कर रहा है हमारा ये course. रोज कर रहा है. Today we are on day 16. Obviously, we've really worked on ourselves. 3 weeks, 4 weeks of working. By now, I've spoken to a couple of you on a one-to-one, and you've said, yeah, the perception is changing. How wonderful. And the sooner, the younger we are when our perceptions change, we attract a much better life. For those of us who are now 30, 40, 50, 60, 70s, we've lived a substantial life. But there are a few of us who are in the just 20s. Obviously, the sooner the better. There's one girl who's taking a course. She's 15 years old. More power to her. Just class ninth, and she's doing so much more. Why am I saying this? It's not what you think. Negatives don't exist. It's just a perception. It's a way of looking at it with lack of love intent. A Course in Miracles is radical, countercultural. It calls to question the very fundamentals of reality. ये every day हो रहा है ना? जिससे हम बड़े हुए हैं अभी तक, every single thing is being questioned. When I negate the inexhaustible substance in which I live, I end up with a small, oftentimes scary reality. Because I identify so deeply with the limited reality, it seems very real. It seems as if I have no choice. I certainly don't recognize that it's my doing. Lesson 134 asks me to re-script my entire understanding of the world, of people, of forgiveness, starting with these key beliefs. No one can upset me. No one can make me mad. No one can hurt me. And we talked about this. अगर हम उसको पावर ही नहीं देंगे तो हम अपसेट कैसे होंगे? अगर हम उसको पावर ही नहीं देंगे तो मैड कैसे होंगे? एक कान से सोना दूसरे कान से निकाला. We've talked about this in many stories, many lessons in the past. अगर हम उस इंसान को इतनी पावर नहीं देंगे to hurt me, why will I get hurt? To believe other people are apart from me and can behave in ways that have no bearing on my thought, or that my behaviors have none on theirs, is complete folly. We are in the same volleyball team. Imagine there's no distinction, there's no difference. We all playing the same game. We are all on the same side. The world is on my side, the universe is on my side, all the healing modalities are on my side. And the earlier, the sooner I understand, the better life I will have. Furthermore, any asshole or problem that appears to threaten me is a golden opportunity. It's a chance to shine light into an area in which I, oh yeah, get to evolve. Challenges क्या लाते हैं अपने साथ? Opportunities. So when you're challenged, you go deeper and you're like, oh, I can do this. There is no need to slay dragons or erect heavy walls of protection or don useless armor. I simply have to admit I don't understand this. I simply recognize and I'm perceiving this douche, this complication in a way that cannot be me. I ask for help and walk free from the chains of misery and fear. Again and again and again and again, this lesson is reminding us, not this entire book is reminding us, when in a problem, when in a soup, ask for help. Ask, believe, receive. The law, the secrets has taught us that. कुछ नहीं समझ में आ रहा, ask for help. Recognize that you need help, ask the universe that you need help, and you will be given the help. Somebody will come your way to help you out. But that doesn't mean that we take the power, give the power to someone else, and we always become dependent. वो आएगा तो वो करेगा. Like I have emotionally become dependent. If I'm unable to find something in my room, I wait for my husband to come back. In a minute Prashant comes, he'll find it. Why? I've just wired myself like that. मुझसे तो नहीं होता, he'll do it. So what are your key beliefs? Can people upset you easily? Can people make you mad? Can people hurt you? If yes, if your answer is yes, that means we have to change our own paradigms, our own thought process, our own deviations from the truth. We have to free ourselves from misery, from fear, from anxiety, whatever emotions we go through. Lesson 135. We are all being given a secret weapon. Kurt Vonnegut says, hate in the long run is about as nourishing as cyanide. अगर हेट को नरिश करोगे तो और हेटेबल चीजें आएंगी, बॉडी में बीमारियां आएंगी, मेंटल सिकनेस आएगा. Hate will give birth. अगर hate is the beach that you're plowing in the fertile soil of your mind, what's going to come out is hateable stuff. What are you sowing? Gratitude or hate? Lesson 135. If I defend myself when I'm attacked is one of the favorite lessons. I use it all the time. It comes in handy whenever I'm tempted to play victim. It's a perfect antidote when I notice myself feeling offended by something someone says. It's particularly useful when I forget the truth about myself. Because anytime I defend myself, I take on a role that's not really me. To defend myself is to pretend I can be heard. It's to make believe that my perception, the hologram that proves itself over and over again to be incomplete, is somehow more accurate than the truth I'm learning here in the course. Defensive mechanism is going to pop in whenever you feel insecure, fearful. But why do you feel insecure and fearful? That is when you question yourself, where is this emotion coming from? Past experiences? Oh, can I change them? Yeah. How? It's up to me. As simple as that. Talk to yourself and make the switch. We have a switch on, switch off button. Off पड़ा हुआ है. So we are allowing all the negative emotions to play precedent over us. If I understand myself in any way, I forget that I'm a beloved child of the universe. I forget that everything is for me, nothing is against me. I forget that every single thing that happens, every single person who pushes my buttons is a gift. This book called Power, we read in that PETs, personal emotional trainers, everybody who's coming to challenge you, every human being who's triggering us, so as to say, triggering us, is pushing our buttons, is a gift from God because they are personal emotional trainers. They're helping us to become emotionally more stable. This lesson doesn't suggest overlooking something someone did to me. It says it's impossible for anyone to do something to me. Now, isn't that a whole new shift? मेरी कॉन्शियसनेस लो थी मैंने ऐसा स्थिति क्रिएट करी that happened to me. The person didn't do it to me. I am the creator of every single thing. Again, the question will come, why will I injure myself? Why will I hurt myself? Why will I think bad for myself? Why will I manifest a physical problem or an actual problem? Problems are man-made, and every problem is made by us, whether we agree or whether we don't. I've given enough examples in the past 4 weeks for us to remember that we are the creator of problems. If my perception stays fixed, which it will once I start defending myself, nothing, not a miracle, not a sign, not an evidential slap in the face can allow any other truth to manifest. All I can see, all I will ever see is what the viewfinder of my limited perception shows me. How about that? If we want to operate from lower frequency, we are never going to see miracles, magics, never. No signs, nothing. Because my perception is small, the reality is small because I believe that that false reality is a real reality. But instead of attacking or defending myself, what if I start looking at a different solution? The world is for me. I change my frequency. Ah, he's not an attacker. He's not hating me. It's my way of looking at it. Change your words, change your life. Change your thoughts, change your life. So many books are in that series. So instead of attacking back when my viewfinder shows my fellow humanoids spouting inanities, misinformation, and what looks like hate, I use this lesson to remember they're simply replaying old tapes and desperately need my love. Radical actions such as choosing not to attack, to justify, to see the crime upsets the going cultural position. Creates a resonant field that goes out into the ethers, making our world a little sweeter, a little safer, a little more beautiful. If there's a person that you hate or detest, you knowingly, unknowingly start giving him or her love and then see the magic. The person's frequency will change towards you. The more you give, the more you get. What you give, that's what you get. So if you want peace, joy, happiness in life, change your beliefs, start giving love, unconditional love. It'll not be easy, but it's not tough because our inherent nature is to flow in the world of love, to start trusting people, to be forgiving. Forgiving who? First, ourselves that I allowed the situation to go south, then the others that, oh, I'm sorry, I thought that you did it to me. 90% we're trying to become Mahan by forgiving the others, but become Mahan by forgiving yourself first. Taking my brain offline, Tom Wolfe says everybody, everywhere has his own movie going on, his own scenario. Everybody's acting his movie out like mad. The only most people don't know they're trapped by their little script. Defenses are secret magic wands. I wave when truth threatens my beliefs. Lesson 136. Sickness is a defense against the truth. Say sickness doesn't happen to me. Rather, it's an insane, albeit effective device I use for self-deception. It seems unassailable because it appears to separate me. I've got the flu, you don't, from the whole. Bodily conditions seem beyond my control. This lesson says, think again. How many of us have done Louis say you can heal your life? Or mirror work, which is about self-proclaimed love, self-developing love? What does that book say? All the ailments we go through are made because of our consciousness. If we choose it, I am always healthy, safe, and sound, then we are closing the doors of our body to sickness. Ego wants us to think, Arey, the world is unsafe. Arey, I'm cautioning you. Oh, you're in constant danger. Oh, don't do that. What if this happens? Oh, don't do. That's ego telling you. And we read yesterday, ego and love are absolute opposites. Because love will want to make you do things, and ego will say, hey, stop. Hey, there's danger. And love will say, oh, there's only love. What will come more naturally to you? Maybe your wiring is so strong that anything coming from ego will come to you. But actually, it won't. If you start using love as your main primal, ingredient in you, what generates every thought process of yours. Because the ego wants me to think I'm in constant danger, it uses the body as storyline, as a means to an end, as a subtle, effective way to generate fear. The lesson assures me that I am remains unsullied despite my pitiful, futile attempts to alter it with defense and ridiculous complaints. There's a great scene in The Matrix when Neo finally realizes the truth about who he is. He finally recognizes the Matrix as an illusion. At what moment, as he claims his power, the cascade of bullets from Agent Smith's and Jones' gun literally dropped to the floor. They can't hurt him. He's free from fear. He's free from his ego. People who are fearless, Indian soldiers, there are hundreds and thousands of stories of how everybody was dead near them and they survived. Why? Because they were going fearlessly charging at the enemy and their bullets could not even hit them. They came back unscathed. What are you operating from? What consciousness? How the Grinch stole reality. Robert Rodriguez says we can conjure up new worlds with our imagination, creativity. How many of you believe that by now? We can create exactly what we want by just shifting our mindset, by rewiring our brain. अभी हमारी वायर्स लगी हुई हैं फॉर एग्जांपल अभी एप्पल का एक चार्जर है फोन एंड्रॉयड का है आपने एप्पल के चार्जर में लगा ली yes the phone is being charged maybe little better so with his own charger but it's a wrong connection or the other story it's a right connection I'm looking at new possibilities कि एंड्रॉयड को एप्पल से चार्ज कर रही हूँ whatever is right for you is right. Nothing is wrong, nothing is right. What is the real reality, the real picture? It's a dog eat world. Or that's what we are told. Lesson 137 says, when I'm healed, I'm not healed alone. Remember, we were taught, अगर मैं खुश हूं तो मैं खुशी बांटूंगी मैं दुख हूं तो मैं और दुखी करूंगी लोग अगर मैं हील्ड हूं तो मैं ये रिपल इफेक्ट पूरी लाइफ में आ जाएगा आपने ये स्टोरी शायद सुनी होगी 3 जनरेशन में एंसेस्ट्रल ट्रॉमा चलते आ रहा है 3 या 5 7 जनरेशन में बट 3 जनरेशन की बात करते हैं पहला ग्लास एकदम मिट्टी से भरा हुआ है दूसरा भी पहले से दूसरे में डालोगे दूसरा भी मिट्टी से भरा है दूसरे से तीसरे में डालोगे मिट्टी कम होगी बट भरा तो है जब मैं हील होंगी वो ग्लास दूसरे में डालूंगी तो सफाई हीलिंग ही जाएगी ना वो ग्लास और सफाई जाएगा ना एंड हील होने के लिए क्या करना पड़ता है हम ग्लास उल्टा नहीं कर सकते कोई कंडीशन है चिपका हुआ है फ्लो पे ये हमें कंडीशन बोली गई है so we have to pour more water and this is exactly what we're doing right now in the morning pouring higher frequency thoughts in our brains every single morning so that our day can be lived with awareness. When we pour beautiful fresh water in that dirty, muddy water glass, the dirty mud water starts going out, and what remains after a couple of minutes is clear water, equal to healing. Healing from what? From old wounds. This happened. My father did this, my mother did this, my friend did this, my sibling did this, my teacher did this, they did this. So I became like this because it hurt me so bad. And that's why my switch changed. One of my friend's son was so loving, so compassionate, so bright, so amazing, everything great. Whatever I say about him is absolutely like, there are no words. As a child, he was the most notorious child I've ever seen. I'm like, oh my God, shaitan hai. Itna shaitan, like shaitan ka baap hai, like so shaitan. The couple never scolded them, nothing, and the child grew up to be absolutely sensational. The same child, his parents split because one cheated the other. And he told his parents, and he was a different person after you. He told his parents, it's because you did what you did. I have stopped being the lovable person that I am because now the hard realities of the world is hard. He allowed the new narrative to work on his consciousness. He's still as brilliant, but lesser love. He doesn't believe in love anymore. सौ अच्छे करो एक बुरा करो एक बुरा ही सेंटर सीट करता है क्यों that's the nature of the land, that's what we've been taught. But what if we change our narrative कि सौ बुरे करो but एक अच्छा करो, and that एक अच्छा takes precedence, and love is all we believe in, and we plug ourselves differently, we wire ourselves differently. It's upon you. How much do you want to be healed? How much do you want to hold on to the past grievances? How much do you want to feel different from the world and not be to oneness? Lesson 137 says, when I'm healed, I'm not healed alone, aims to prove the story of separation is like my old cheerleading uniform. Way too tight, way too restrictive. I should have thrown it out 30 years ago. Me against you is an antiquated story, long disproven by quantum physics. Today, I rewrite the story with a simple flick of the old consciousness. It starts with this phrase, every person is my ally. I commit to involve this powerful phrase in every interaction. With the barista at the coffee shop, we are all in this together. With the UPS driver delivering my latest Amazon package, we are all in this together. With my stepdad who goes on and on and on and on, we are all in this together. This approach is especially effective in the arenas where most interactions take place in my head. And so and so. And oh yeah, we are all in this together. When we approach each person, especially the Grinches in our lives, with this attitude, it becomes easier to recognize that we are one and that anything that happens to you also happens to me. Lesson 138. Okay, let's complete it. Feel the beautiful. Vincent van Gogh says, there's nothing more truly artistic than to love people. Robert Holden, a fellow Hay House author and A Course of Miracles, teacher from Great Britain, loves to tell stories about his daughter Bo. One day when she was 4, he found her out in the garden gazing up at the sky. She was smiling with great joy. Hey, sweetheart, he said, uninterrupting her reverie. Hi, Dad, she answered back. What you doing? Just laying here feeling beautiful. How warming. How heartwarming. Lesson 138. Heaven is a decision I must make. Reminds me that truth can't be learned, only recognized. I will lay aside this insanely complicated world, and like Bo, I will look at the sky, smile, and feel beautiful. Hope you'll join me. So let's remind ourselves again and again and again that one single hopeful moment, life is going to be there to give us so much more. Are we ready for that? And today, as we meditate, Let's straighten our backs. Take a deep breath in. Ground our feet and feel the connection with Mother Earth. Let the breath expand in your body. And as you exhale, release all things dark and negative. I'm here to live life to its fullest. I'm here to live life with love. I'm here to live life with my passion. For those of you who feel guided to, simply put your hand on your heart. I'm here to modify my life and take it to its highest best. I'm here to communicate to the universe openly. I'm here to trust people. I'm here to heal relationships and me. I firmly believe that true healing requires me seeing love, love, and only love. I hereon believe that any challenge that comes in my life is taking me to the higher consciousness. I ascertain, affirm that I'm here to collaborate with the universe and live my life to its fullest. My mind, my soul, my body is finding eternal wellness. When I talk about my body, I am now wired to uncover strategies to nurture my mental health. I foster resilience, clarity, and inner peace. I, as a person, explore mindfulness. I use positive affirmations. I create and cultivate a peaceful, joyful, harmonious mind. I expand my consciousness. When it comes to my body, I discover ways to respect it, love it, guide it, treat it with love. Because actually, in totality, in truth, it's the only living physical example of a temple where I live in. We all taught that our body is a sacred temple. Honor it, respect it, love it. So let's unveil nourishing exercises, find delicious recipes, eat food with love, gratitude, indulge in self-care rituals, routines, and thereby keep our beautiful bodies energized and vibrant. When it comes to soul, the spirit, I ignite my spirit with activities that I indulge in that tap into my essence, that tap into my purpose. I finally establish a reconnection with my intuition, with my higher self guiding me. I express my creativity through my soul, through the spirit, and I find ways to bring purpose and joy into my life. And this is something which is a foundation which I need to do for others as well. There are three pillars, main three pillars for sustaining our life: mind, body, and soul. They are intertwined. Each needs nourishment from the other to flourish, to thrive. If we recognize this huge pharmacy in our body where experimentation occurs, if we take the powerful tools this Course in Miracle teaches us and prompts our body to think of different narratives, then we are all going to spark self-discovery, realizing that true magics lie in our exploration, that true magics happen when we choose love. Let's embrace this life's journey, cultivate daily positivity, and blossom into the vibrant, well rounded beings we all are. We are born with love and light. Let's expand this love and light. Let's have a captivating, adventurous life of self discovery, cultivating beautiful, positive thoughts, actions, rituals. Let gratitude help us bloom with each mindful inscription that we inscribe. Let our hearts be brimming with newfound appreciation. Let visualization become an important, avid part of our being. Let's empower ourselves to manifest our dreams. Let's do this beautiful dance of resilience, transforming negative thoughts into vibrant possibilities. Let's indulge in self care. Let's be nurtured and nurture. Let's daily plant seeds of intention, guiding you towards your goals and your gentle structure that life has designed for you. Let's learn to embrace this beautiful tapestry of our emotions, recognizing, validating, accepting each thread. Let's dance with self reflection, joy, transforming introspection into a captivating exploration. Let's enjoy the positive well being. Let's paint this beautiful canvas of our lives with flashes of colors which are unique, vibrant, and that bring out our vision for our life in front of it. Let's indulge in creativity beyond imagination. Let's embark on a transformative voyage of self discovery. Let's unfold our potentiality, infinite potentiality. Let's blossom each day, each moment, and discover the radiant wellspring of joy that lies within us. Let's create regular rituals to flow and follow. Let's show ourselves compassion. Let's practice acceptance. Let's revisit the philosophy that we are divine beings. We are created with love and light. Everything is possible. Let's nourish our mind, our body, and our soul today and always. Now, you can bring your hands in the Gyan Mudra or simply facing with your palms facing heavenwards. Let's receive the divine blessings. Feel being blessed in every single iota corner of your being, every cell being energized, recharged. You don't have to today rub your hands on your body. Just feel it tingling with the divine blessings. They could be rushing down from your solar plexus inside or from your sestra chakra or from your soul star chakra 18 inches above your head. Let it flow in. Let the divine energy flow in your body. Be the receiver. The universe has your back. Life flows for you. And these magnetic, magical, high sound frequency waves are coming for you as a gift, for us as a gift. And now, let's fold our hands in gratitude, bow in gratitude, savor all the life lessons we have been taught in this meditation, take them forward, and live a life of certainty, positivity, and creating a beautiful legacy. Be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. Lots of love, lots of light. If you're guided to, then you can rub your hands if you feel the need to. Today, we have been blessed in every single atom, molecule, fiber of our being. You do you, whatever serves you. So much love, so much light, so much abundance wished for each one of you and the world. Now, expand your hands and the blessing mudra and bless first yourself, then the others. Keep growing in love, keep growing in light. And for tomorrow morning, as I said, I'm right now on my way to Dharamshala very soon. And once I'm there and I find who my roommate is and if she's comfortable with me having the morning class, I will have the morning session tomorrow. If not, I shall see you on Monday, but I'll keep you updated about it. Yeah. So, so much love, so much light. Be blessed. I shall see you. Lots and lots and lots of love. Thank you.
Thank you.